Yo, what's going on with y'all, man? It's Major back with another video. Now today we do have a little bit of a different video. Some of y'all know in a couple days I'm gonna be dropping my new kit, Profit Gallery, the first kit of 2025. So I'm going big for y'all. It's my new phrase kit with my Profit Rep 2 and my chroma console with over 200 phrases, all for that perfect analog sound, the Desiree type sound, Mike Dean, you already know. But it has an additional 100 phrases, all with my guitars, my acoustic and electric, and my chroma console. So I thought it'd be perfect to do a little video on how I design some of these phrases, some of the plugins and techniques I like to use that you guys can use, not even just in phrases, but you can use this in your samples, beats, and just making melodies overall. So I have two examples. I'm gonna be breaking down very quickly, so let's get straight to it. So here we are in the first FOP. This is the FOP I had when I made this phrase right here. Go into the guitar folder, and I'm going to be showing these two right here. And I also have this one right here. So I had to get straight to it. I basically started with a different phrase. Now, like I said, in the guitar folder, I have both that clean guitar phrases, raw sound basically, and then I have the more experimental, weird textured phrases. This is the clean version of the phrase I was just playing. Now this phrase was very easy to make. I used my electric guitar to have a melody playing that you guys could hear, and in the background I recorded a lead with a lot of reverb. Now I will quickly show you, I didn't use a reverb. I actually ended up using this Galaxy Tape Echo. I went to the reverb section and I used this bright mono slap, or it was this one or the behind the vocal delay. I have these starred because I used these a lot when it came to making these phrases. I want to just quickly show y'all because it was such a big part of a lot of these phrases that I made. I was really spamming this plugin a lot, to be honest. I did very speed, so I recorded all this stuff probably like 90 BPM, and then I sped it up to 120. And if you drag this phrase into the playlist, you can see, you double click Control E, you'll open it up in Edison, and the tempo is synced for you. So you don't have to make sure it's on beat. You don't have to sync it to whatever tempo your sample or beat is. It's already done for you. Just drag and drop, but it still shows you in here the original tempo in case you want to match the original tempo of the phrase. So this one was 120. So I recorded around 90. I sped it up to 120. All these phrases also have the key labels for you. So it's just flawless drag and drop. Super easy. That's the clean, raw recording. Now getting into the more experimental, chopped, gritty, vintage type of sound that I added on top. It was actually very simple. So this is the effect chain. These effects you see right here are basically the effect chain that I had on top of the guitar and that I used a lot if you go through this whole guitar folder. So I first pitched it up to 300. And then the first effect I added on here was this growth speed. And I have this glitch preset right here, and it's also doing the same thing with this glitch preset down here, but this is a volume gate, just kind of dipping the volume very rapidly, and then this one is actually playing different chops of the recording. Now what I like to combine it with a lot is this halftime. Now that's really dope, but it's too quick, so I just literally half sped it, and this is the main phrase that you hear. So that sounds a lot more like the final product. So back to the original halftime, instead of 2 times mode, I had it on 1.5. I added little effects to make it a lot more vintage, crunched, distorted, whatever you want to call it. Just make it sound a lot lower quality. I had this compressor to control the levels, the volumes, and the main effect I added was this retro tape, messing with the age. I showed this in some other previous videos. This is honestly my favorite tape emulator. It's the best one. I think this is the only one you need. You could get the demo, or you could get this plugin for only 50 bucks. It's only $50. Then I have a EQ, just cutting out those harsh highs, those clean frequencies. I want to cut those out, make it sound a lot more muddy and just filtered out. Lastly, another one cleaning it up, cleaning some of those low ends a little bit. Now the final effect I added, I can't really show you because it was my chroma console. The main effects I added are all in FL, so you could really copy this same sound easily. The only thing my chroma console added, which I have right here, was I gave it that crunch distortion. I added another compressor, and that's pretty much it. I really just gave it some distortion and really make it sound a lot more gritty and old. And then I exported that, and then this was the final phrase that you hear in Profit Gallery. Now, as far as the V2, I took a different chop of the original guitar recording that I had. And I have the exact same effects. I have the chroma console to the growth speed to the halftime. Everything's the exact same. It's just a different chop. And all I did was I messed with the pitch. So this one is pitched down from the original one, I believe, and then I also reversed it. Lastly, I was just messing around a little bit. I had some like drums on here. But besides that, yeah, that's pretty much the first example. Now we're done with the first one. Here's a little bonus second one. I'm gonna quickly run through it because there's not really too many things for me to show, because this one I was really heavy on the Rev 2 and the chroma console. But just to quickly run through it, I had this raw recording on the Rev 2 on a custom preset. Then I took the recording and chopped it up. Now for the effects, all I did was added halftime, and then I ran it through my chroma console to add a compressor, a tiny bit of delay, and then some distortion. But for this one, that's all I added, just a little bit of chroma console and then some halftime. And then this was basically the final phrase. If you go in the pack, it's one of the first ones, Moog tapes. And I also added on top a V2. The whole kit is around this type of style, you know, the whole kit is that vintage synth type of stuff like Mike Dean. I was really heavy on that Des Wright inspiration, so I was really making a bunch of versions as I can. The main concept you get is you can do so much with all 200 of these phrases in here. If you guys want the free version of Prophet Gallery, it'll be the first link in the description down below. It comes with around 50 phrases, but the final version, which drops the 25th, comes with 200 phrases with the Rev 2 and the chroma console, and an additional 100 phrases of guitar, electric and acoustic with the chroma console. I hope you guys enjoy, man. I hope you guys try the beta, and I hope you guys stick around for the full version, because I did put a lot of time and a lot of the dopest ideas I've ever made into this pack. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.